Yeah, it doesn't work.
Ready? Okay, folks, welcome everyone to the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for June 13th, 2024. We would like to start the session with a pledge of allegiance to the flag, if you would join us.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are we ready?
Ready?
All right. First, we have appeal number 2023-042, Pinchas Yusupov, 3 Taconic Court, Wading River, Suffolk County Tax Map number 600-115-1-10.17, Residence B80 zoning. Applicant requests variances and/or relief from Chapter 301-29A1B, where accessory side street back is 13.2 feet and a minimum of 60 feet is required. 301-29A1C, where accessory rear setback is 15.5 feet and a minimum of 20 feet is required. 301-29A1C, where existing setback for jacuzzi is 5.8 feet and a minimum of 20 feet is required. And 301-31, where impervious surface is 46.5% and a maximum of 15% is permitted. This was adjourned from May 23rd, 2024.
Someone here representing? Come right in.
I am actually here on Zoom, Mr. Chairman.
We swore you in last time, right?
Yes.
All right, please state your name and your address.
Sure. Pinchas Yusupov, 3 Taconic Court, Wading River, New York, 11792.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
I have Amy, who's going to be the...
back of our heads, Otto.
Sorry.
There
Thank you. There she is.
Hi, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I mentioned last time I was there that I have another hearing with Port Jefferson Village beginning at 6:30, which is why I'm appearing on Zoom, because I obviously couldn't be in two places at once. I will have to sign off sharply at 6:25, but I do have some things that I'd like to say. I'll just introduce myself again for the board. Amy DeVito, Woodhull Expediting with offices at 800 Veterans Memorial Highway, Hauppauge, New York. So we left off last that the board wanted to double check with code enforcement and the law department to make sure there was no further violations than the violation originally issued from Mr. Pinchas. I'm sure you guys did check that, and hopefully you found that there was nothing new. I did want to put a few more things on the record just to clarify some points. So we sent over earlier today to Heather a email with some items in them, photos, etc. I just want to go through what's in that packet. Mr. Pinchas also has a hard copy for the board to receive.
And just let me state, we did receive 7 attachments, series of documents, photographs at 12:24 p.m., and they were immediately distributed to all members of the Zoning Board of Appeals, and all members did review those.
Great. Thank you for that. So I just want to point out first that we have had the survey updated. Mr. Pinchas has elected to further remove the second shed. So we were originally removing the first shed that is located closer to the frame structure. He is now removing his other shed in an effort to reduce the lot coverage a bit and to move any stored items from that shed into the frame building should it be approved. So with that said, the survey was updated to reflect both sheds to be removed. It also was corrected to reflect that there was no concrete behind the frame structure. Last time there was a question about that. It's actually just yard. And you'll find in the packet photos of that area showing that it is just, grass and brush. So there is no concrete behind that. The reason why I bring that up is because the board did inquire about why there was concrete behind it. And we had testified that there was not. So you'll see on the survey that area is now called yard. And that has brought down our lot coverage between that and the removal of the second shed to now 43.2% instead of the original 46.5%. So we were able to make the lot coverage a little bit better. The other items that are in the packet are photos of the street view. So we wanted to show the board that from the street, the frame structure is completely not visible. You'll see that there's a very heavy hedge of trees along the street, and it is completely obscured from view from any property but for Mr. Pinchas's rear yard when you're standing in it. There's also photos of properties in the area that do have similar setbacks as far as accessory structures, not necessarily the size of the structure, but similar setbacks to the setbacks we're asking today, as well as coverage. And Mr. Pinchas could, go through the photos with the board as he did take them. But we did want to show you guys that this is not really uncommon for the neighborhood. There's also in the packet photos of items that are going to be stored in the frame building and items that are slated for purchase, which will have to be stored in the frame building, so that the board could get an idea of why this structure has become necessary for Mr. Pinchas. Okay, just give me 1 second. Trying to do this with one hand. Okay, we also wanted to put on the record that Mr. Pinchas's business address for his stored goods that are related to his business, which is what originally resulted with the violation, is 163-08 Hillside Avenue in Queens, New York. So that is where all of the items that he sells as tangible goods are stored. Lastly, before I close out my little speech over here, I just, when we were there with you guys last time, we had submitted a packet of comps for the different variances that we were requesting. So I went through them and looked at them closely since we last met. And I just want to point out a few that stand out to me so that it could be said on the record. You guys already do have them in your previous packet that we submitted. So the first one is appeal number 2023-050. That property is 31,000 square feet. It's known as 10 Hickory Street in Wading River. And they received a 5-foot side yard setback where 60 feet was required for the second street setback, just like we're asking. They also did receive a lot coverage variance of 30%. We're obviously asking for a little bit more for impervious surface. The next one is appeal number 2021-052, known as 87 Beach Road in Aquabog. That property is about 20,000 square feet. And they received a 45.68 lot coverage / impervious surface variance. Then we have appeal number 2023-16, the property known as 44 Josephine Drive in Wading River. That property is about 24,000 square feet. They received a lot coverage for impervious surface variance for 42.6%. Lastly, we have appeal number 2022-001. That property is known as 13 Harbor Road in Aquabog. That property is about 25,000 square feet, and they received a side yard setback for side street for 13.8 feet where 60 feet was required. 2 of these properties are located in the same hamlet as Mr. Pinchas's home. 2 are the hamlet over in Aquabog. All of these properties I mentioned are in B80 zoning. And I'm happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Nope, I'm just going to further state for the record that I had already reviewed and commented on the comps you provided last meeting with respect to the comps that you provided today at 12:24. At the zoning board's direction, I did research the building department files and reported back to the zoning board of appeals with respect to those properties and the assertion that they demonstrate a comparable use or coverage.
Okay, I strongly disagree with that, which is why I just pointed out the four appeals that have previously been granted, which are very similar. They are similar in square footage, and they are similar in the relief we're requesting, and they have been submitted for the board to review, and I will leave it up to the board to determine if they're appropriate or not.
Do you mind if I ask your client about the photo? You said he took the photos?
Oh, of course, Mr. Pinchas is there in person to answer any questions.
You took these photos?
Correct.
All right. The first one here, it looks like a outdoor barbecue.
Correct.
When did you purchase that?
When I purchased that, about 4 years ago.
Okay. The second one here, it looks like two chairs.
Correct.
When did you purchase those?
Also for all patios, everything was purchased about 4 years ago.
The same with this, looks like a table and 6 chairs?
Correct.
The same with,
Can you get to the mic, sir?
I apologize, yes.
the same with this, looks like 3 chairs or 4 chairs and a table, that also,
Yes.
4 years ago? And this looks like
Picnic tables, two of them.
picnic tables?
Yes.
4 years also?
Yes.
And what about the lawn tractor? The lawn tractor?
About maybe 5, 6 years ago.
So where had they been stored in those 4 or 5 years?
So they've been stored in the garage, they've been stored in the shed, and just unpacking them and packing them is so difficult because we pack everything so much in, and it's just too difficult. And we want, like I said previously, that as time goes by, my kid's gonna start driving a car, and I have my wife who wants to drive a car as well. And we didn't mention before that my mother started living with us about a couple of months now. She had a minor stroke, and she started living with me, and I'm starting taking care of her. She has a disability. We got the plaque and everything. We will be purchasing another vehicle to be accessible with her, able to take her to places with the wheelchairs and stuff like that. So I would need the garage fully emptied for vehicles, and will not have space for any outdoor equipment or any tools, anything like that in the car garage.
Did you ever think of the alternative, going to one of these professional storage spaces?
Renting, you mean?
Yeah,
I mean, they are available, but they're costly, and I'm gonna have to drive there to go pick up stuff, and I have to now rent a van or another tool to keep on bringing stuff back on the winter time, or you know, I have a list of things that will be stored over there. You know, you have holiday, stuffs like Christmas trees, Christmas lights, and all, like so many items that I have listed that would need to be stored. And I think, it would be comfortable for me to able to bring them in and out. And also, we want to purchase more items for the house as well. That also limits me to purchase right now. My kids also, getting as a teens now, they want to start to get like go-karts and other stuff. We just actually purchased about last week a trampoline that we also put a picture in there. So as my kids once they grow, they want bigger stuffs and more accessible, that I need space to store them.
this photograph of the outdoor barbecue, for lack of a better word, it looks like it's probably got to be about 10, 12 feet wide. Isn't this a permanent structure?
No, that's movable. It has wheels in the bottom. It comes into 2 pieces. And I didn't take pictures, but in the bottom, over the weather time, everything started cracking. That's why I would want to store these, like specifically that grill right there in the winter time inside a shed. And then I did show pictures of my snow blower. It's not small. It's huge because I have a big property. And then I have also a grass cutter that you drive on and stuff like that. Also, it's a big structure to drive in and out and like I said, we took also a few extra pictures that we want to purchase, like, you know, golf cart, we want to do kayaking, stuff like that. Acquires big things to be stored.
I don't know, you
And-
have a
Mr. Chair-
three-car garage and 2 sheds, right?
3-car garage.
3-car garage.
And we're removing the 2 sheds
It just seems like you have an abundance of stuff, and you're gonna buy more stuff to store, like kayaks, I mean,
yeah, I mean.
I'm not laughing, I'm just saying,
I
wow.
I understand, but, you know, there's a reason why we moved out from Queens. We moved all the way to Long Island for a bigger property so we could enjoy, you know, we want to have a bigger family as well. And with things, we need storage. And then all these items that I'm mentioning, they're seasonal items. So they're not items where that could be used all year round. So like a lot of these things are pool equipment, pool storing, like pool pumps, heat pumps for the pool. So many pool equipments, just that's again like a seasonal stuff. And then you have like bikes and stuff like that, again, seasonal stuff, kayaking, all the materials that I have mentioned, everything is seasonal, even patio furnitures that need to be, you know, wrapped up and stored and stuff like that. So, you know, storing will be convenience for me to store them as, you know, a space is,
The house is 4,000 square feet, correct?
I don't know the detail, I don't know the,
Well, according to the records, it's approximately 4,000 square feet. And it has a full basement, correct?
correct.
And
Mr. Chair,
that basement is not a, quote, finished basement. At least my search of records indicate it's simply a basement
Okay.
utilized for storage. It's not finished. There's no CO to finish that space unless you tell me otherwise.
You have more records than I do at that point. Like I said, we purchased a house 8 by 8 years ago. Sorry about that.
Is your basement finished?
Not per record.
It's just for the record?
Whatever
You don't know if your basement's finished or not?
we don't use it for.
The question is it finished?
Is it habitable living space? Your basement?
I don't have any paperwork for that. Like I said, we purchased the property as is.
You
so-
don't need paperwork. I wanted to know, is the basement finished? Like, is it sheet rock? Does it have
Yes.
doors? It has
Yes.
bathrooms?
Yes.
Okay.
Bathroom, not, but yes.
Okay,
You got a rug on the floor?
Yes.
all right. Just so I wanted to know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, may I?
You may?
Okay. I also wanted to, well, first and foremost, yeah, whether the basement is finished or unfinished, you wouldn't really store motor vehicles and things of that nature in a basement, of course. Meaning, you know, lawnmowers and snow blowers and things like that. It's just not safe to have those types of items inside the house. Some people actually hesitate to even put them in an attached garage for the, you know, fire purposes. But putting that aside, one thing that I did just want to point out was we did consult with the manufacturer of the prefabbed frame structure, because originally when we left the hearing last, we wanted to just kind of explore if there was a way to modify the building to make it smaller. The manufacturer said there would be no way to make it smaller. He would have to completely remove it and, you know, build something completely different. So we did explore options on trying to make it smaller, which would, you know, ultimately reduce lot coverage and reduce the setback. But I do just want to point out again that, you know, this is a fairly sizable property. It is very meticulously cared for. He wants to continue meticulously caring for his property and such that he doesn't want to have storage items all over the place. I think we've been able to demonstrate that there are comparables similar to what we have requested. And in closing, the only question I have for the board was, were you able to consult with code enforcement and or the law department to confirm that no further violations were given?
Well, I am from the law department, and the only
Right.
issue I may have is, based upon the testimony tonight, certificate of occupancy for the basement, because my research of records indicates that it is a completely unfinished basement.
Right, and the reason why and I understand that, we'll obviously address that. But the reason why I'm asking is because when we were at the hearing with you last, you weren't able to confirm that there was any further violations from the one that was originally given for this particular building as per the, original complainant, the neighboring property. So I'm just confirming, because that was one of the questions, that there have been no further violations for this particular building since the original violation was issued.
Correct. The original violation for illegal construction of a proposed carport, 21 by 40, am I quoting that right? 21 by 40, is still an open violation pending this proceeding.
Okay. So I just want to say that I do have to sign off because I have to go upstairs into Port Jeff Village Town Hall because I have a hearing starting promptly at 6:30. So before I do that, does the board have any further questions for me?
Anybody else?
No.
Anybody else want to be heard?
I don't know.
Anybody else want to be heard on this?
Anyone on Zoom?
No, no one else on Zoom.
All right, Mr. Chairman, respectfully,
But before the reading, might I also add into the record, we also received additional correspondence on June 12th via email at 8:56 a.m. Regarding this application. It's been circulated to members of the board.
all right. Once again, respectfully, Mr. Chairman, regarding appeal number 2023-042, I move that the appeal of Pinchas Yusupov, 3 Taconic Court, Wading River, SCTM number 600-115-1-10.17, residence B-80 RB80 zoning, for variances and/or relief from Chapter 301-29A1B, where accessory side street setback is 13.2 feet and a minimum of 60 feet is required, 30-29A1C, where accessory rear setback in carport is 15.5 feet and a minimum of 20 feet is required, 301-29A1C, where existing setback for jacuzzi is 5.8 feet and a minimum of 20 feet is required, and 301-31, where impervious surface is 46.5% and maximum of 15% is permitted, be granted in part and denied in part as set forth in detail below and subject to the following conditions. The relief requested for rear yard setback for the jacuzzi is 5.8 feet, where a minimum required is 20 feet, and it is granted in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector, subject to removal of the shed described on the survey prepared by Famzaz Ali, dated February 22nd, 2024, as frame shed 11.3 times 7.9 as accessory structures as described in 301-29 subdivision D, only provides for one such shed accessory structure. And the relief requested for a carport, 984 square feet, 24 by 41, partially constructed without building permit at the time of construction, originally described in the application as a carport, but at the hearing corrected and described as a storage building and not for storage of cars by applicant, to wit, accessory side street setback of 13.2 feet where 60 feet is required, accessory rear yard setback of 15.5 feet where 20 feet is required, and proposed impervious surface is 46.5%, where a maximum of 15% is permitted, is denied based upon the following. The Zoning Board of Appeals determines that a nearly 1,000 square foot storage structure on a residentially zoned parcel already improved with a residence over 400 square foot basement, 3-bay garage, existing storage shed, and a variety of other improvements such that impervious surface coverage relief is 3 times that which is permitted will have a negative impact upon the neighborhood. A storage structure is atypical in this neighborhood as is the impervious surface relief. It is the opinion that the storage structure proposed is more suitable for the zoning districts which permit commercial and industrial buildings. The Zoning Board of Appeals is not convinced that the existing house, basements, garage, and storing shed does not provide applicant with reasonable storage for typical household items, lawn, or pool equipment. Applicant has testified that he only has one vehicle and thus leaving two garage bays, basement, and a shed for storage use. In addition, the applicant is unable to downsize the amount of storage. Applicant could lease a storage unit. There are several self-storage facilities within proximity of the applicant's residency. Parenthetically, the need for a variance has been self-imposed, and also construction was begun before it was approved. The Zoning Board of Appeals did also consider the letters of neighbors objecting to the carport storage building. Finally, the Zoning Board of Appeals determines that the requested variance is substantially seeking not simply 3 times the impervious surface on a good-sized lot, but its storage structure is not in keeping with the neighborhood or customary residential use.
Second.
Mr. Porsche.
I second.
Okay, vote.
In favor.
Okay, Mr. Zaweski.
Aye.
Mr. Barnes.
Aye.
Mr. Gazzillo.
Aye.
And I vote aye, so the variance has been read.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, up next, we have appeal number 2024-013, Robert Turner, 89 Morningside Avenue, Jamesport, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-89-1-16.2, Residence B40 zoning, proposed additions to residence. Applicant requests variances and/or relief from Chapter 301-17, where proposed side yard setback is 9.9 feet, and the minimum required is 25 feet, where proposed rear yard setback is 10.2 feet, and the minimum required is 60 feet, and where proposed front yard setback is 34 feet, and the minimum required is 50 feet.
Are you a lawyer, Mr. Turner?
I am not. I am a sales professional.
Yourself, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, but nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name and address.
My name is Robert Turner. I reside at 89 Morningside Avenue in Jamesport, New York, with my lovely wife, Jackie. She's unavailable tonight. She's taking care of the gardens tonight. But I got out from doing the gardens, so thank you.
State what you're looking for.
Just 1 second. I realize by counsel here, I need to recuse myself and admit that I did not participate in the working meetings. Mr. Turner and I have been friends for nearly 50 years, so I'm just officially stating that. I didn't realize I had to do it before you spoke.
Oh, okay.
So, for the record,
For the record,
he did not participate in review, and he's going to recuse himself from voting.
So just a little background about me. I am a graduate of St. John's Parochial School here in Riverhead and Mercy High School. Just don't ask me the year I graduated, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't want to lie to you and start off on a bad foot. So the purpose of the, we just really wanted, my wife and I, we are full-time residents of the North Fork as of May of last year. And we want to enclose the area from the house on the northern side to the garage. The reason being is it just, this winter, it wasn't what I expected, a little inclement weather, but we want to just, so you can get access to the garage from going garage to the house. I've enclosed some letters from my neighbors. They're in support of it. I didn't build the house or the garage, so there's no way I'm just trying to work within my means of what we have available there. I don't think it's going to be any adverse effect to my lane that we live on or the street, and that's really all our intentions are for the application tonight.
Mr. Turner, on the deck, I guess is on the south side of the house?
Yes, sir.
I know you're proposing a roof, and what does enclosed mean?
So on the south side, that's different from the south side I'm thinking about, we haven't made that decision yet. But the town recommended I file for the whole application for a permit, for a building permit. So, but on the south side, since you asked the question, let me answer it. We want to enclose that as a seasonal room And then we were considering a rooftop, but in speaking with the architect, it's going to involve a different type of application on the top of the roof, meaning the wood and the expansive. So I don't think we're going to actually put a rooftop on the south side to look at the bay. I don't think at this time. I'm not sure on that, but that we're just going to make that room a season room because the deck is too hot in the July and August months. It's just brutally, you really can't use it other than 4 in the morning.
So
And
it'd be what, screened room, would it?
it's going to be enclosed with some windows so you can open it, so you can leave furniture there and whatnot, and so that would be.
Putting heat there.
I'm not going to put a heat in there.
Right, I was going to just, for clarification, so when you call it seasonal, you're not doing the plumbing for heating and air conditioning in that area?
Not on the south side. On the west side,
Right.
we are doing plumbing because
Right.
I'm moving the kitchen
Right.
and
So,
putting a laundry room.
I'm just clarifying, when you use the term seasonal, you're expressing to us that you're not going to be running plumbing for air conditioning and heating?
No. We are going to have electricity in there, though.
Right.
Yeah, right, okay.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions? Anybody on Zoom?
There was no one on Zoom.
Okay, who's got it?
Okay. Mr. Chairman, with respect to appeal number 2024-013, I move that the appeal of Robert Turner, 89 Morningside Avenue, Jamesport, SCTM number 600-89-1-16.2, Residence B-40, RB40 zoning, variances and/or relief from Chapter 301-17, where proposed side yard setback is 9.9 feet, and the minimum required is 25 feet, where proposed rear yard setback is 10.2 feet, and the minimum required is 60 feet, and where proposed front yard setback is 34 feet, minimum required is 50 feet. B, in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector.
Second.
Mr. Barnes?
Aye.
Godzilla?
Aye.
Mr. Zaweski?
Recused.
Well, you're good. Thank you. No,
He
it's
was
just
testing.
routine. It's automatic. Mr. Forster?
Aye.
And I vote aye. So your variances have been granted. Good
Oh,
luck.
thank you so much. And by the way, I got to do comment. She did a wonderful job,
Oh,
this
yeah.
young lady.
Thank you.
Really a good
We
job.
have her in for a raise, but,
That's a good idea.
Sure, if they're gonna-
I'm looking for good employees, so she'd be good, but thank you.
hey, get out of here.
Thank you.
All right, I got to run, gentlemen. Thank you,
Yeah,
ladies
good
and
night.
gentlemen. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Take care.
All right, are we ready for the next?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have appeal number 2024-014, Second Street Townhomes, 46 East Second Street, Riverhead, Suffolk County Tax Map number 600-128-5-31, Downtown Center for zoning for a parking stall variance. Applicant requests variances and/or relief from Chapter 301-151B1, where proposed number of on-site parking stalls is 11 and the minimum required is 12. And do you have your mailing receipts and your affidavit of posting and the pictures before we proceed?
And the pictures are here.
The chairman will swear you in.
Okay. Thank you.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I swear.
Please state your name and address.
Tamer Pepe Mehmetoğlu, 52 Union Street, Sag Harbor, New York.
Okay. Go ahead.
As I guess you have the plans and how this whole 8-unit lot is set up, and it seems like we are totally complying with all the regulations and rules, except this one parking lot, which is still okay to buy back from the town, and that's what we're hoping for. That's very simple.
That's why you're here.
That's why I'm here. Yes, thank you. And it seems like this has happened in the past. There are a couple of examples, but I did not really jot them down to give you examples. I didn't know that I need to do that.
Any questions? Anybody?
I don't have any questions. We went and looked at the site. It seems appropriate for what you're doing. So I have no objections. I don't know if anybody else does.
So are you going to market that one townhome without a parking space?
No, there's 8 units, and only 1.5 parking lot is required.
Right.
So there's only 1 car is going to have to park outside of the house or house lot space.
So on the street.
On the street, yes. And we do have a brewery next door, and they have a large parking lot for at night at least, and it's a public parking lot. And it could be parked there.
Yeah, it's not their parking lot, it's the
Correct.
town's parking lot.
Correct. And that would be probably very easy to do, especially being at night. And during the day, everybody's working, hopefully.
If the town permits overnight parking in their parking.
Oh, isn't there no parking there?
Well, the town is free to regulate their parking at any time. They own the property.
Okay.
Is anyone out there that wants to speak?
I'm sorry?
Anyone else want to speak?
Oh, yes.
Anybody on Zoom? Oh, we have James.
You on this?
Yeah. Thank you.
I'll pass.
I want one for the file.
I'll give you mine.
Please raise your right hand. Are you solemnly swear to tell the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name and your address.
Jim DeLuca, 12 Linda Lane East, Riverhead. I wanted to, I'm not opposed to the project. I'm opposed to a variance for parking, and I will state the reasons why. Number one, I understand that a variance was given to the project on 3rd Street for 1 stall. The difference between that street and 2nd Street, 2nd Street is a one-way, not one-way, a one-sided parking. In other words, you can't park on both sides of the street, which you can on 3rd Street. And the amount of, if you look at photo number 1, that was taken prior to the brewery operating. They operate mostly in the summer months. And on the weekend, it's almost impossible for the existing buildings with their tenants to find a parking space on there. Matter of fact, some of the people park on their lawn, their front lawn, because of the amount of multifamily houses that are presently on the street, and there is insufficient parking. A matter of fact, I had a discussion with the code people that are working on the code now, and they are altering the code because of the problem that exists in downtown Riverhead now, because of the amount of parking that people are parking all over the place. A matter of fact, the house that I own on 2nd Street, I have had to call the police to come and get cars out of the driveway because of the overflow parking. And if you look on the 2nd page, the brewery has a sign up. They don't allow limousines or buses or any larger sized vehicles in the parking lot, and take a guess where they park? In the street. And again, on the weekends, it's impossible for the residents that are already there to find a parking stall. And at the present time, again, as I said, I'm not against this gentleman's project, but I'm against giving a variance to it, because if they're 2 bedrooms, most of the people that have 2 bedrooms, if you have 3 or 4 people that have 2 cars, forget about any guests that'll visit the place, they're out of parking stalls, and they have to park in the street. I was in the planning department twice, and the two comments that I received from someone in the planning department, well, why don't you just tell the people to go park in the town hall's parking lot? So I'm going to stand out in the street and direct people to come down to the town hall parking lot. And the second comment that I got, well, why don't you just put gravel on all your grass and have them park on the grass? Okay, first of all, I didn't appreciate those two comments. But second of all, if one is planning a new project and doesn't provide the proper parking for that project, they should downsize the project. I don't say downsize the number of units, downsize the square footage of the unit so you can put the proper parking in. If you notice, I went to examine the file today, and as most of the board knows, I'm an architect myself. I looked at the drawings and I saw that the planning board is already giving him a variance on the size of the parking stall. He's allowing to downsize the parking stall. And on the drawings that I have to bring to the attention if the board hasn't seen it, are not even properly dimensioned. They're not even dimensioned, which is actually, when I do a set of drawings, I don't tell the people to measure off the drawings. I tell them, do not measure off the drawings. That's proper architectural etiquette, is you dimension the drawings, you don't scale off drawings. So I think that the people who are proposing this project should have come to the board first to find out if, in fact, a variance could be obtained before final design drawings or other drawings were completed. Matter of fact, the last time when I attended the CEQA hearing, a question was put out by one of the members and asked the people who are building the project, well, if you have an oversized pickup, they won't be able to fit in these small parking stalls. And the answer that the owner gave said, well, we won't let them park on the project. And again, I asked the question of the board, where are they going to wind up parking? In the street. So I don't want to nix the project, but I'm asking the board before they make this determination to think carefully about it, about the, and even if you look at your area variance considerations, if you look at the 5 questions that are required by the state law, you have to answer yes to all those questions. You can't answer no. The first one, is this variance going to impact the adjacent properties? The answer is yes. Is the variance substantial? Well, 1 parking stall out of 10, it's almost 9% of the parking lot. The third question, can this be achieved by any other means? The answer is yes. You make the unit smaller and you incorporate the parking stall. At 1.5, that's not even enough, but that's the code and you have to abide by the code. But that's why they're changing it now. They're in the process of changing it. The fourth question, will this adversely affect the environment? Yeah, by parking more cars in the street, absolutely. And the fifth question, is this a self-created hardship? Yes, it is. So virtually all these questions should have been answered yes, because it does affect houses that have been there approximately 50 to 100 years or over 100 years. That's all I have to say. Thank you. If the board has any questions for me, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Anyone have any questions?
No, thank you, Jim.
You want to come back to the mic, sir? do you have any suggestions on how this might be solved for you?
Well, we're solving the problem of buses and limousines, and not the people who live there. So I'm not sure.
Well, this is 8 townhouse units, correct?
Correct.
Situated in 2 buildings, correct?
Correct.
And what are the size? Are they all 1 bedroom? Are there some
All
2
2
bedrooms?
bedrooms. All 2 bedrooms.
So if you reduced
Mhm.
1 or 2 of the units to 1-bedroom units, could you meet the parking requirement?
Obviously, yes. Yeah.
May I come and talk, please?
You're a lawyer?
No, I'm the designer of the project.
All right.
Zeynep Gündüz,
I do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help
I
me
s-
God.
I swear.
Please say your name and your address.
Zeynep Gündüz, 52 Union Street,
How do you spell your
Could
name,
you-
ma'am? How do you spell your name?
Zeynep.
Okay.
And could you bring the mic just a little bit down?
Sorry,
Perfect.
I'm short. I agree with all your concerns, and thank you. I also have the
Say
same
by the mic,
concerns.
ma'am.
Sorry. I want to answer some of your comments, please. First of all, we had a pre-submission meeting with the planning board, and we talked about this issue, and we proposed several other solutions, and they said we should be asking for a variation, so we're here following their advice, firstly. And about the parking stall sizes, they are 9 by 20, sorry. And they are, according to the code, it's also in your code book, with 2 lines, we can do 9 by 20 parking sizes. And pickup parking is currently possible with 11 stalls, because we will have enough maneuvering space. That's why we're proposing only 11 stalls. We can actually fit 12, but then on the ends of the parking lots, there won't be any maneuvering space for the
Well,
car.
you have to account for an outside dumpster, correct?
Correct, yes. we
And
also-
the contractor, the garbage truck contractor has to maneuver.
Yes,
and
they
be
can
able
all
to have
maneuver.
that dumpster accessible.
That's correct. And about the house sizes, we already reduced the size. We were planning to build 1,000 square foot or larger units. Right now, we have only 950 square foot units, which is actually, for my standard, it's the limit for a 2-bedroom house.
Yeah, my question was whether or not you could change the plan from 8 2-bedroom units and change 2 of the units to a 1-bedroom unit.
Technically possible, but I wouldn't prefer to reduce the footprint area of the unit. I can remove the 2nd floor, but it's not gonna add any area for my parking lot. What do you think? Yeah. I don't know what to propose right now.
Hey, Marie, if they were to change 1 unit to 1 bedroom instead of 2, would they meet the parking requirements? 1 unit.
No, it's not about the
It's the
bedroom.
square footage.
It's the
Yeah.
square
Right.
footage of each unit?
Well, no, it's the unit number of the
Per
units.
unit, okay.
So if we have 8 units, we have to have 12. And, you know,
So then the other question is, could you reduce it to 7 units rather than 8? You just said that you would like the units to actually be larger. So could you reduce it to 7 units rather than 8?
Financially, no. Because, it doesn't make sense then to make this investment. On the other hand, this is a DC4 zoning. We are allowed to make townhouses, and we are following the code. And we have the right to buy that stall from the town, and we're asking to, use our rights. And, of course you have the right to deny, but why are you proposing so dense zoning in that area then? I understand all of your concerns, but, we're just trying to, follow our feasibility here.
Well, the zoning in that area has accommodated and continues to accommodate new growth without relief. So
Definitely, yeah.
it does work, that zoning.
Yes, I agree.
Might not
It's
work
working.
for the desired income that you want to derive off the property, but it works for other property developers.
No.
How do you feel? These guys don't have a problem until next meeting.
I'd like them to think about it, to be honest with you. I'd like to think about it a little bit.
What if we adjourn for 1 minute? All right, what we'd like to do is, we'd like to digest everything that's been said here this evening,
Okay,
and we'd like to adjourn it for 2 weeks,
okay,
okay?
all right.
And then maybe you can, during that time also, digest some things and see how you could come up to fit the program. I think the points about the parking were very important. Okay?
Okay.
Do you have anything else?
Well, we've digested it for a long time because pre-planning meetings, we had 2, and they were very encouraging.
Give us 2 weeks, we'll have a decision
Okay.
at the end. Thank you very much for being here and the
Thank you.
presentations.
Thank you.
Who's gonna make the motion, Mr. Chairman?
Please.
Do you have,
Who has the reading?
I do. So, Mr. Chairman, with respect to appeal number 2024-014, I move that the appeal of Second Street Townhomes, 42nd East Second Street, Riverhead, Suffolk County Tax Map 600, 128-5-31, Downtown Center 4, DC4 zoning, be adjourned for 2 weeks, for us to,
27.
to June 27th.
Okay, second? Anybody?
Second.
All right. Mr. Portia,
Second.
vote.
Aye.
Mr. Zaweski.
Aye.
Mr. Barnes.
Aye.
Mr. Gazzillo.
Aye.
And I vote aye, so we'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll all think. Thank you.
Okay, our last appeal of the evening is appeal number 2024-015, Greenview Motel, 1433 West Main Street, Riverhead, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-119-2-49, Riverfront Corridor zoning for a freestanding sign variance. The applicant requests variances and/or relief from Chapter 301, 249C1, where signs proposed on premises where the structure is 15 feet from the property line and the minimum allowed is 20 feet. Chapter 301-249C4, where proposed sign setbacks are 5.5 feet from the front property line, minimum required is 15 feet. And Chapter 301-254G3, where internally illuminated signs are not permitted in riverfront corridor zoning.
All right, sir. Please raise your right hand. Did you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please just state your name and your address, where you live.
Yusuf Hunt. My physical address is 202 Norwegian Woods Drive, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. But I'm responsible for Greenview Hotel, 1433 West Main Street, Riverhead, 11901.
Okay, do you have the mailings and all that?
Yes, we received the affidavit of posting and mailing, all of the certified mailing receipts, and also photos of the poster being on the property.
Good, thank you. Go ahead and proceed.
Okay, pretty much, obviously, Greenview Hotel been there over 40 years, and throughout the years, you know, the weather had beaten on all the signs. Recently, we have been upgrading the facility in order to make it better for the community. We are doing both interior and exterior. So what we're asking, the signs are kind of low. They were shot from the weather, and we just want to put some new, updated signs so that it can be a little more visible. And that's all we're trying to accomplish here. Okay. And I mean, it's also looks good in the community also. If you guys had passed by there in the past, you knew what it was like. If you go there now, you'll see a substantial difference, and we would, you know, it'll be nice if we can change the signs. That's all I'm asking.
Trying to dress up that front area.
Yes, we're redoing everything slowly.
40 years, huh?
Over 40 years.
That's a long time.
Yes.
Anybody on Zoom or anybody wants to say anything? Fellas, how we doing?
Just a quick question on illumination of the signs. Are the signs and the canopy going to have illumination inside of them, or is it just lights dropping down against them so you can see?
Right, just the lights dropping down on the canopy. There's no illumination inside of the canopy.
Signs of the interior light.
Okay,
The interior lights.
perfect.
Leroy, you got anything?
I don't have any concerns.
All right, can we have a reading,
Right,
please?
I'll read the reading for you. I move that the appeal of Greenview Motel, located 1433 West Main Street, Riverhead, tax map number is 600-119-2-49. It's located in the Riverfront Corridor zoning district. Variances and relief from Chapter 301, 249C1, where the signs proposed on the premises where structures 15 feet from the property line and the minimum allowed is 20 feet. Chapter 301, 249C4, where the proposed sign setbacks are 5.5 feet from the front property line. Minimum required is 15 feet. And Chapter 301, 254G3, where internally illuminated signs are not permitted in the RFC district, be approved in accordance with the applications and sketches and amendments, as well as there shall be no additional signage on or in the area of the front yard, subject to the ARB approval as well. Be approved.
Second.
Filed with the building inspector.
Second.
Mr. Porsche?
Aye.
Mr. Zaweski?
Aye.
Mr. Gazzillo?
Aye.
Mr. Barnes?
Aye.
And I vote aye, so your variance has been granted. Good luck.
Okay. Board, thank you so much. And one last thing I have to say, Heather, she's doing an excellent job.
It's nice to get compliments.
You didn't say
Being
about
public
us.
servants.
It's nice to be complimented.
Thank you, Heather.
And your work, hard work,
Anne
is
Marie,
always noticed.
as always, thanks.
Thank you.
Have a good night,
Take care.
thank you.
Good night, fellas. Can we have a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next meeting date.
Next meeting's the 27th, I believe.
27?
Next meeting is June 27th,
Wow.
Mr. Chairman.
God, this month is flying by.
Okay. You're free to go, right?
Yes,
You're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, good night.
I don't know,